So the ranking lists are out and you found out that you got into your dream school in Italy. You get to study medicine, but you don't know how to get a visa. You have no apartment and you have no idea how to acquire your Permesso di Soggiorno. Hi there, my name is Ellie Itanga. I am a second-year medical student in Milan, Italy, and I am here to help you out. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the visa process. If you see me looking to the side, it is because I am reading my notes. As soon as the ranking lists come out and you find out that you are within the university's places available in that academic year, you are given about 1 week to pay the first installment of the tuition fees for the year plus taxes. If you go to a public school, that will be around like 400 euros, and if you go to a private school, that will be around 4,000 euros, give or take a few hundred euros. And yeah, once you do this, the university's student office will issue an enrollment certificate, which is, I think, the most important document that will help you get your visa. And in order to do so, you will have to go to your nearest consulate or embassy, Italian of course, closest to you. And while you're here, you will be expected to submit a list of documents. I'll just read through the list I have. It might not be up to date, so check with your local embassy or consulate, but as far as I know, you will need your and in my case, I got health insurance that covered me for just the first month because I knew that I wanted to use an Italian company. So yeah, it is super important to start early because a couple of my friends had to come in when we had already started, so they were pretty late. Also, depending on the country that you come from, it should take anywhere from like 3 weeks, the best case scenario, to like 3 months. So yeah, start early. And the visa that you get is called a student visa, and it is valid for 1 entrance through the Schengen zone into Italy, meaning that you can't use it. It's not the same as a Schengen visa, so you can't, depending on the type you get. Commonly, as far as I know, they don't give you a Schengen study visa. The study visa is specific to the country that you're going to study in, so you can't like take your study visa and be like, oh, I'm going on a holiday around the Schengen zone. So yeah, you will have to apply for the Permesso di Soggiorno if you want to travel around Italy, or in case you have an emergency and you do not have your Permesso di Soggiorno, you will have to fly from Italy directly out of the Schengen zone. And the study visa allows you to work for 20 hours a week, which is pretty cool. Like if you want to like start a side hustle. If you guys want to know about my side hustles, comment down below and I will make a video on that. And yeah, you don't have to pay taxes as far as I know, as long as your income is below 8,000 euros a year. I will, as usual, leave links in the description below to verify the information. Yeah, but above 8,000 euros a year, then you are required to pay taxes. Next thing I'm going to talk about is apartments, and I got a couple of questions asking how I found my apartment, and I have very disappointing news for you guys. I do not have an apartment. I live in a private room in a 5-bedroom apartment, and I found it online before I came to Italy. And I would advise that if you do not speak fluent Italian, and are not able to physically check the houses out, that you check out the websites that I used. Spot a Home, Idealista, and Uniplaces are my personal favorites, but please remember that these are not real estate agencies, they are online marketplaces. So one of the downsides is that they do not help a lot, but they save you the trouble of having to travel all the way into Italy to see the house physically, because they have virtual tours where someone from the company goes and checks out the house, and then you look at pictures and the videos, and if you like it, you submit a request to the landlord, and then they verify it and accept or deny your request, and then you get your house, and then you pay them a portion of the total rent of the fee that you have booked on their website. And one thing that I have to tell you guys about these online marketplaces is that there's a very good chance, if you're on a very limited budget, to get a house where the bills are included, like mine. These types of benefits are usually a part of what you call a leasing contract. Most of the time, I've heard from my Italian friends that this type of contract is not really an official contract, so it is easy to get kind of scammed if your landlord is weird. But if you're lucky, like I was, your landlord will be pretty cool, give a pure meno, and you should not have too much trouble with him. So yeah, if you speak Italian proficiently and are able to come and check out the houses, then I would suggest you check out Idealista, Immobiliare Italia, and Casa.Italia. So yeah, these are 3 websites that I know are reputable, and you can find a house on them. Usually they offer a more formal contract, which is like the 4+4 contract, where you sign a contract for 4 years with the possibility of renewing it for another 4 years after the first 4 years has elapsed. So yeah, with this contract, I know that it is possible in most cases to set this place as your place of residence if you choose to become an official resident of Italy. So usually for houses where with the 4+4 contract, you have to pay bills, and the type of apartment that you're going to select depends on your budget and your needs. I know of 3 types. Either you can have a shared room, which is usually cheaper and ranges from about 250 euros to like 600 euros, or you can have a single room, which ranges from about 400 euros to 800 euros, or you can have a studio stroke monolocale, which is like a 1-bedroom apartment, which ranges from like 600 euros to 1,500. It can go higher, but this is just an estimate. Or you can have a bilocale, which ranges from about 700 to 2,000 euros, and depending on what your budget is like, those are the options available. One other thing I know is that you can find like a 3-bedroom house, like a trilocale, or like a 4-bedroom house, and just share it with a couple of friends from school, and that way you get to cut down your bills by a lot. Plus you get to pay less rent because you rent it as a whole. You guys also need to know that most of the houses on Idealista, Immobiliare are put there by real estate agencies, which usually take from 12% to around 15% of the annual rent of the space that you're renting, and you have to pay to them sort of as their agency fee, which is pretty expensive, in addition to the 3 months deposit, which is usually requested by most landlords. One of the great things is that I like about Spot Home and the other online marketplaces is that sometimes you can get away with like a 1-month deposit, which I did. So yeah, good luck. But again, be super careful because the internet is full of scammers who want to take your money. So yeah, best of luck to you. And the last thing that I would like to talk about is the resident permit, the dreaded Permesso di Soggiorno. This is the bane of every immigrant to Italy's existence, whether you are a refugee or you are a student or you are working here. We all have to do this. It sucks. Italian bureaucracy is famous for being complicated, but I mean, a country can't be perfect, right? So yeah, where do I start from? So the Permesso Soggiorno is your resident permit, and you are required to apply for it within 8 days of your entrance into Italy. My university has a deal, that's what they called it, with the police, and so we are given an extension of about a month or two to do our Permesso, but most schools, that at least as far as I know, are not the same way, so you will be required to like have your documents ready within 8 days, which is kind of hectic, so best of luck to you. And yeah, basically the documents that they need, as far as I know, is your to begin this process, you are going to go to your nearest post office and request for the Permesso kit. It costs about 30 euros, but you don't pay for it when you're getting it. They just give it to you. You pay for it when you're sending it. So once you gathered all your documents, you return to the post office to mail it to some place in Rome, and you pay the total amount. And once you mail it out, you receive a receipt that shows that you've applied for it and serves as your temporary permesso till they finally decide to give it to you. As far as I know, you're supposed to, as a student, you're supposed to get your appointment within a week, but I have terrible luck in regards to this, and I have always gotten my appointment 5 months later, which means that for 5 months I am stuck in Italy, which kind of sucks because now that we're almost going through a lockdown, I cannot run home. One other important thing is that instead of a declaration of equal value, some universities accept an alternative certificate, which is gotten from an Italian organization called the CIMEA. I don't know what it is in full. If your A-levels come out past the enrollment date, then you can just get this document whenever they are ready and send it with the Permesso kit. And the last important document, which I forgot to include, that you need to get your Permesso di Soggiorno, is the codice fiscale, which is your fiscal card. Serves the same purpose as like the security code in America. And yeah, for this code, you can either request it from your Italian consulate or embassy while you're back in your country, or you can apply for it once you get into Italy. I was lucky enough to be assisted by my student office with this process, and hopefully you will be too. But if you aren't, once you get into Italy, you should go to the Agenzia delle Entrate. They will give you your codice fiscale. It's very important, don't lose it. It's like a document with like a random digit code. It's a combination of like your names and numbers and when you were born, and it will be used for everything, for your apartment, to open your bank account. everything. So keep it and make photocopies of everything, and I mean everything. Yeah. Also, one more tip, don't miss your appointments. After you send out your document to the post office, you'll be given your appointment at the police station closest to your address. You have to wait, you just really have to wait it out, and when your appointment date comes, you have to drop everything and go there as early as you can and sit and wait for your name to be called. Depending on where your police is, sometimes it's super busy, sometimes it isn't. You might have to wait for like a couple of minutes or the entire day, so go prepared. Once you go in for your appointment, you'll be asked to scan your fingerprint and to submit little photos that you can get taken at any metro stop. There's like these little photo studio things in the metros. It's about €5 for like a set of 4, and you should take that with you to your appointment. They'll cut out a little bit and then they'll take it and then give you another appointment, which you will receive in text on your phone to come and pick up your Permesso. Yeah, hopefully you won't be kept waiting for the 8 months. I was kept waiting. Imagine 8 months stuck. Yeah, and just an important note, you cannot travel without your Permesso throughout the Schengen zone. Like I've read a lot of online posts that say that you can travel with your Permesso receipt. Our student office warned us very sternly not to travel around the Schengen zone with just the little receipt unless you have a passport that enables you to travel freely within the Schengen zone, because if you get caught you could be deported. So yeah, be careful guys. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is health insurance. So for my health insurance, the one that I used to apply for my first Permesso is called Way Italy. It's like very basic insurance. Alternatively, come with your own personal insurance, which is what I'm using now. I'm covered by my parents, so that's what I use currently. Just make sure it has international coverage, and that includes Italy. Or alternatively, after you get your first Permesso, you can apply for the Tessera Sanitaria, which is like a health insurance card, kind of like the NHS in the UK. And yeah, it essentially grants you rights to medical health care just like any ordinary Italian citizen. But yeah, I think it costs around €130 a year, and you have to renew it every year. So your Permesso will always end on the date that your insurance expires. I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it informative. And yeah, if you have any questions, comment them down in the comment section below. If you have any video ideas, comment down in the comment section below. I also have an Instagram, feel free to DM me. I'll probably answer your questions within a day or so. Yeah, bye.